School Lockdown Horror Story. This story is about the time when Jonathan used to study in a boarding school. He was about 13 years old when the incident happened. One day, while he was studying in the class with the rest of the students, a junior teacher came running to the classroom and whispered something into the professor's ear, then went away. The professor ended his class for the day and told the students that something horrific had happened in the nearby building, and thus there was going to be a lockdown imposed on the school for a few days to come. This meant that the students weren't allowed to leave their hostels or the school premises at any cost. It came to be known that a psychopath serial killer had murdered a few people in the nearby building and was roaming around the school premises. So until the police found him, they had instructed the authorities to shut down the school. Every dead body the police found had been missing its right hand. The school's guard told about all this to one of the senior students, who in turn circulated the gruesome tale to everyone in the school. The news spread like wildfire, and it made all the students terrified. While all this was going on, Jonathan was going through a strange experience of his own. Every night, he would hear a man scream in the backyard of his hostel. And the weird part was that no one in the hostel except him could hear the scream. One night, while he was sleeping, he again heard the scream. He then gathered all his courage and finally went to the backyard. He saw that there was blood spilled on the grass of the backyard. He followed the blood trail that led him to the guard's quarter. He found a large sack near the guard's quarter from which blood was dripping out. Jonathan was about to go to his warden's room to tell him what he saw. Just then, he heard some noise coming from the sack. When he turned, he saw a chopped-off hand come out of the sack and was crawling towards him. This was a scarring experience for any 13-year-old kid, and Jonathan ran away from there, screaming with all his might. He felt as if the sack was filled with all those chopped-off hands, and that all of them were crawling towards him. Hearing his scream, the hostel warden and the rest of the people in the hostel also got up. On finding the sack, the principal immediately called the police. The school teachers took all the students to the school hall and locked it from the inside. Jonathan still could not stop crying. Soon the police arrived, and after some investigation, they finally caught hold of the serial killer, who was hiding in one of the classrooms in the school. What Jonathan experienced was real or not, no one can say for certain. But it is true that the sack was actually filled with all the chopped hands of the people whom that serial killer had murdered. After that day, the school went back to normal. But Jonathan still has the dreadful dream of a chopped-off hand crawling and chasing him. Do you like the video? Subscribe our channel, Bloody Monday, for spine-chilling horror stories every week. And don't forget to press the bell icon for the latest notifications.